Think back to the 1980s and I'm sure you'll have a flashback of Japanese consumer electronics. I'm talking companies like Sony, Panasonic, Toshiba, Sharp, Canon, and Nintendo. That's because in the 1980s, Japanese high-tech corporations ruled the world, so much so that Americans looked up to Japan. But today, it's a completely different story. Nowadays, many Japanese electronics companies are Apple suppliers. If you're wondering what happened or what went wrong, well, some say the same thing is happening to the top Japanese car makers who are now falling behind in the EV industry. Today, we're looking at why Toyota is reluctant to commit to only battery electric vehicles, despite what many large car makers are doing. We're also looking at the silent majority of car makers who agree with Toyota. And we'll finish off by talking about whether Toyota's stand on electrification is very right or very wrong. Despite the media hype around electronic vehicles, the world's biggest car maker, Toyota, has been dragging its feet on going all in with electrification. In fact, Toyota President Akio Toyoda has continued to be vocal in his opinion that electric cars aren't the only way forward for the car industry. For the longest time, it seemed that he was the only one swimming upstream. But recently, he said there's a silent majority in the car industry that actually agree with him. In other words, it's a quiet revolution. Akio Toyoda said that a silent majority is also wondering whether EVs are really okay to have as a single option. But because of the EV trend, the silent majority can't speak out loudly. Or I wonder, maybe they don't want to speak out and go against the popular vote, so to speak. Now, this doesn't mean that Toyota is completely against electric vehicles. Toyota is a leader and pioneer in hybrid cars. And by 2030, Toyota plans to sell at least 3.5 million EVs annually. That comes out to around 1/3 of its global sales. And on top of that, Toyota also plans to invest around $29 billion to release 30 battery-powered models by 2030. But when it comes to going all in on electrification, that's where Toyota draws the line. It's not absolutely against it, but it's not committed to it either. Toyota believes that not everyone is ready for an electric car, and that's why it plans to continue offering consumers a variety of car options like hybrids, plug-in hybrids, EVs, and hydrogen-powered vehicles. Akio Toyoda says that since the right answer is still unclear, the company isn't limiting itself to just one option. Basically, he doesn't want to put all his eggs into one basket, at least not now. But it's not just that Toyota is cautious and conservative. But on top of that, the company believes that diversifying will be the best way to reduce emissions. Put simply, he says that carbon is the real enemy, not a particular type of powertrain. Here's the thing, Toyota is either very right or very wrong. Right now, there are too many unknowns and it's too early to predict this way or that. Only years from now, in hindsight, will we really know who was right. But for now, if you want to try to guess if Toyota's right or wrong, well, the answer depends on who you ask. On the surface level, Akio Toyoda's opinion makes sense. Realistically speaking, cutting carbon emissions on a global scale won't be the result of just one single solution. Instead, it will require a combination of factors to make a significant positive change. Let's just look at a few facts for a minute. Car makers like GM and Volkswagen have made big EV promises for the future. They're placing big bets on it. GM is working to electrify all of its light-duty vehicles so that 100% will be electric by 2035. Consider, too, that EVs are still relatively new. They haven't been refined for more than a century as the combustion engine had been. Most likely in the future, there will be other fuel or energy alternatives that will be even better than an electric battery. We just haven't discovered or refined it yet. Also, take a look at some of the rapid ongoing developments in EV batteries themselves. There are dozens of companies out there working on batteries which require much shorter charging times and deliver longer ranges as we speak. Once next generation batteries do come out, if they do, it's logical to assume that those in the EV industry that are already investing big bucks to electrify will be able to implement them much faster than Toyota. Also, you've got to remember that not every American has a charging station on their street corner. EV charging infrastructure availability still has a long way to go. There is a lack of charging infrastructure in many markets, especially in the developing world. And in fact, many countries still lack the charging infrastructure to sustain the EV boom. Consider, too, that most EVs are expensive for the average consumer. That's why the idea of creating a variety of vehicles, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and hydrogen-powered EVs, for example, isn't that crazy of a proposition. It's about giving consumers more choices rather than limiting them to just battery electric cars. But there's a real problem, though, at least for Toyota. If Toyota doesn't catch up and join the all-electric game, it'll be far behind its competitors. Well, it's already behind, but the gap will be even wider. The EV industry is still pretty young, but it won't always stay that way. The industry is quickly growing as major car makers electrify their lineup. For example, for the first 3 quarters of 2022, battery electric vehicle sales grew about 80% compared to the year prior. And we can expect the trend to continue upwards, considering the fact that the Volkswagen Group is investing over $100 billion through 2026, while Ford is investing $50 billion and GM is investing $35 billion until 2025. Right now, Japanese car brands make up a third of the new car sales in the U.S., and they dominate from Southeast Asia all the way to Africa. That's a huge chunk of the global market that's coming from companies on one small island. But Toyota's not quick to electrify, and all this has been drawing international criticism. For example, last November, NASCAR Cup Series spectators were stunned when a plane sponsored by a nonprofit group called Public Citizen flew past the Phoenix Raceway carrying a banner that read, "One exciting, drive electric. One boring, drive Toyota." Public Citizen is the same organization that participated in an open letter to Kia Toyota earlier, criticizing Toyota for not even trying to meet consumer demand for battery electric cars. If you look at who's at the top of the EV world, you got Tesla, BYD, Wuling, and Volkswagen. Chinese brands are growing too. Not yet one single Japanese car maker is even among the top 20 in EV sales. In 2021, major Japanese automakers had about 40% of the U.S. market for passenger vehicles. But by the second quarter of 2022, that percentage dropped to 34%. And by the third quarter, that percentage dropped further down to 32%. But it wasn't always this way. Funny enough, back in 2009, Nissan unveiled its electric hatchback, the Leaf. Mitsubishi launched its first EV that year too, the i-MiEV. And not many people know this, but back in 2010, Toyota invested in Tesla. Despite the early enthusiasm for battery electric initially, Japanese car brands in general stalled in developing and expanding it. That's not to say that Japanese companies haven't been releasing battery electric vehicles. They have. They just aren't doing as well as planned. Take the Toyota BZ4X electric SUV, for example. Just 1 month after its release, sales had to be halted due to a defect that caused some of the wheels to fall off. Sales have resumed since then, but they are limited. Former Nissan executive and chief product designer for the Nissan Leaf, Masato Inoue, even acknowledged that the Japanese car industry needs to catch up. Actually, he said it could already be too late. Another former Nissan executive, Carlos Ghosn, has similarly commented that Nissan lost its early mover advantage and that latest electrification investment is too little, too late. He also predicted that Japanese car makers will likely struggle to catch up with their rivals like BYD. Well, some say that Ghosn's pessimistic about Nissan's future since he was arrested in 2018 in charges of financial misconduct at Nissan. Now, maybe there's some truth in what he says, or maybe not. But regardless, he's far from the only one who's pessimistic about the EV success of Japanese car brands. You see, some markets are shifting to EVs a lot faster than experts anticipated. For example, the first 3 quarters of 2022, around 15% of new cars sold in Germany and the UK and more than 20% in China were electric, and that percentage continues to increase. Some say that one reason behind Japanese car makers' reluctance to fully electrify might be fear. The fear that the shift can devastate existing car sales and the large network of parts, suppliers, and subcontractors, just overwhelming them. That's because EVs typically require less parts and components compared to traditional combustion engine cars. That's not just a blanket statement. Take Nagoya, for example. It's a city in central Japan near Tokyo's headquarters. Hypothetically speaking, if Toyota were fully electrified, basically half of Nagoya could be unemployed, and it could even shrink the growth potential of the Japanese economy. That all aside, even if Japanese car makers decide to catch up, it won't be easy. That's because the EV competition is shifting from traditional mechanical engineering and more towards software and services. Now, to clarify, Toyota hasn't put a complete halt to EV plans together. The thing is, they just don't want to commit to offering battery electric exclusively, even though that's where many car brands are headed. Now, Toyota has repeatedly said that other powertrain options will continue to be in their lineup. Now, Toyota recently unveiled 2 unique concepts, both based on the AE86, which was made famous by the initial D anime series. But of the 2 concepts, only one is electrified, which goes to show yet again, Toyota is reluctant to commit to only battery electric vehicles and its continued search to look at other alternatives. Recently, Toyota also revealed 2 EV truck concepts. The first was the Hilux Revo battery electric vehicle, and actually, this prototype is Toyota's first ever fully electric pickup truck. Basically, it's an EV version of the Hilux with a body-on-frame chassis, and almost looks like the legendary Toyota work trucks from the 70s and 80s. It seems to be a mid-size single cab with an extended bed and tie-down hooks on the outside of the bed rails, and charging port on the front left fender. So everything points to this being made for work. The other EV truck prototype is the IMV-0 pickup. It looks like Toyota's compact cruiser EV concept, but as a customizable multi-purpose truck. So far, Toyota hasn't revealed much details, but there's a rumor, sadly, that neither of these trucks may make it over to here in the States. Basically, Toyota revealed these EV trucks in Thailand to celebrate its 60th anniversary of vehicles produced in that country. Not many people know this, but actually, Thailand is Toyota's 4th highest production center worldwide. It comes in just behind Japan, China, and the US. Anyway, the thing is, Thai drivers typically prefer versatile pickups that can be used for both passengers and cargo. That's why many speculate these electric trucks might be exclusive to Thailand. But now you tell me, do you think Toyota is right or wrong about its stand on electrification? Please share by commenting below. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your support.